Hello there and welcome to a new Wright Reviews. I know it's been a little while, I've been busy and there's been lots of stuff going on in my life, but finally I'm going to be able to sit down and churn out a couple of movie reviews for you today. You'll get them throughout the week. And my first one is The Nice Guys, directed by Shane Black and starring Russell Crowe, Ryan Gosling, Andrew Rice, Matt Bomer, Keith David and Kim Basinger. And I know I'm probably like the last person on earth to review this movie, but I did see this movie and I will now get into it now. I wasn't planning to see this film originally, but once the reviews started coming in and I heard it was this really brilliant movie from the same person that brought Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which is a good movie as well, I thought I'll give it a go. So I went to see it, and the plot is quite hard to just sum up. Ryan Gosling is an unofficial private detective who is looking into the death of, well, not a death, a disappearance of this girl, and Ryan Gosling is an official private detective who is looking into the death of a porn star, and these two things link together. Ryan Gosling is very good, isn't good at his job. Ryan Gosling has a rough life. He has a drinking problem. His kid doesn't appreciate him that much. Russell Crowe is just a rough guy who lives a bit rough, and he has rough friends. And this movie is brilliant. I had so much fun watching this movie. It's hilarious. There's just so much to love about it. It is one of those movies that you'll probably appreciate more with multiple viewings. If you didn't like it the first time, this movie is probably the ample opportunity to give it a rewatch, because there are a couple of movies that I've had in my life where I'm like, it was fine, but I think I should rewatch it to try and appreciate it more, and The Nice Guys was certainly one of them, and I loved it the first time, but I need to see it again because there's just so much to take in. Crowe and Gosling are brilliant as these characters. They're complete polar opposites of each other, but they also are kind of the same in the same way that they just have rough lives, and these characters were hilarious, and I would love to see more with these characters. You know, we could take these same characters and put them in a different situation. This could become a new sort of anthology series of films, but unfortunately I don't see that happening because I believe the movie didn't do as well as people would have hoped, because, you know, it's not a big blockbuster film. But, you know, what can you do? This film will probably, compared to all the films that's coming out this year, this film will be remembered in the long run as a standout film of this year, because most of the films that have come out this year have either been mediocre or not that good. There are a couple of standouts, but this was definitely one of the standouts. One of the standout performances in this movie is not Gosling or Crowe, it is Gosling's daughter, Andrew Rice, who plays one of those daughters. He plays a child who's older than her years, sort of knows more than what she's let on. She's smart, you know, smarter than her father, one of those characters, and she plays that really well, and we've been getting some great child performance recently, and she is definitely one of them. I'm looking forward to seeing more from her in the future. What thing I loved was the use of colour in this film, whether it be the backgrounds and even the costumes. The costumes they look so 70s, and this is coming from a boy who has never set foot in the 70s or the 80s, and I was barely set foot in the 90s. I don't even remember the 90s. But it definitely does look like 70s America. I could ask either of my parents, but they didn't live in America in the 1970s. So I assume this is what America looks like, because it looks so fancy, and there's lots of posters for films that came out at the time, all this weird stuff happening, and it just feels so 70s. And Shane Black definitely does a good job with this movie. He hasn't directed that many films. He's directed Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and Iron Man 3. I don't know if he's directed any more, but, you know, I've seen those two, and they're both very well made films. I need to see Kiss Kiss Bang Bang again, but this one, The Nice Guys, is definitely a brilliant film. I'm looking forward to seeing it again. It's definitely one of the most original movies of the year. I know you can probably say, oh, I've seen this kind of story before, but to be fair, every story in a film is a story you've seen before. You can do something by the books as long as you have this interesting take on it. It's a simple idea, but the way it progresses, it makes sense, and there's lots of funny jokes. I'm not going to give away the jokes because it's been about 3 to 4 weeks since I actually saw the film. It's been like a month, Like I said, I've been really busy trying to get stuff done in my life. Haven't had the time. So it's been a very long time since I've seen this film. This is based on what I've written in my notes at the time and some memory. So that's all I have to say about that. Definitely go see The Nice Guys. Chances are it'll be on DVD quite soon. So give it a go when it comes out. So thank you for listening, and stay tuned for more Wright reviews.